goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire. If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire. On fire.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me here. This is Brian, otherwise known as Mtg, here on Twitch and over on YouTube. Thanks for joining me on our inaugural stream here. We are going to be playing some MTG Arena today. Do a little climbing through both the standard ranks and historic ranks. Gonna get a taste of some tempo, and more tempo. Alright. Hello everyone out there. This is me. We are going to get some streaming going today. We are going to be starting off with a deck in Standard. We're going to be playing some blue-white flyers. Let's go ahead and hit that traditional Standard queue. Deck is pretty stock for the most part. I have made a couple changes here and there to little things that I prefer myself, my playstyle. Blue-white flyers has been doing okay in Standard. The Standard, though, is kind of messed up for the most part. It's not the most fun to play, if I'm being honest. But it is what it is. We're missing the glory days of full control in the past. Alright. This would be an interesting hand if I was playing against a heavy deck with lots of fairies, but yeah, no, this is definitely throw it back. That is perfectly fine, though. Rally of Wings is basically our combo card, so we're going to keep it. We'll go ahead and pitch that Brazen Borrower. We can go 1, 2, possibly 3. We don't want to play the Temple on the first... yeah, we don't want to play the Temple on the first turn. The Healer's Hawk is strictly better. We're going to be getting an extra point of life, extra point of damage in that way. Yes, the Temple can move our draws, but for the most part, we don't really need to worry about it too much. We do not want that Terramander. It's too slow, we don't have an extra blue right now, so we're just going to go ahead, bash in. It looks like we might be playing against some version of Wilderness Reclamation, would be my guess. Oh, another rally, okay. If we can stick a couple creatures, we're going to be able to do a lot of damage real fast. Pop out my chat window here just in case anyone wants to join me. Wilderness Reclamation. Yes, that is a little bit scary. We're going to go ahead and play this Sailor. We might be too slow this game, believe it or not. That is the problem with a deck like this, is the little 1/1s don't do a whole lot over time, especially when you don't cast them on curve. We are going to go ahead and bash in. That and the Blast Zone causes some major issues, so that on its own might just be losing us the game. Interesting. Surprised he didn't choose to use the Blast Zone. So I guess we're just going to rally here. Force him to use the Blast Zone next turn. He probably just wants some mana up. Ooh, second Wilderness Reclamation, that's going to be real deadly real quick. Nice thing is we do have tools against this deck in the sideboard. It is a hard game regardless, though, if you did get out fairly slow. Just a little bit about myself. I've been playing Magic since I was about 6 or so. I remember kindergarten on the schoolyard playing with good friends. Friend's brother actually introduced us, and it's been love affair with the game ever since. Not claiming to be good at it, but I do have some knowledge of this game. I'm sure things have changed vastly over the years. Alright, he's going to get in that nice expansion explosion there, draw some cards. Alrighty, let's see, we got 4, 8, 10 damage total if we want, but that's not enough, so we're just going to have to keep pushing in here. Probably draw a card on end step with the Spectre Sailor. We have been a little bit flooded with land. This deck doesn't play that many. When we get to Historic, I'm going to be playing a blue-red tempo deck that definitely is a little bit leaner than this even. Interesting, we have a night pack. Okay, this is kind of a mishmash. Let's see if he chooses to just go face again with another big expansion explosion. He's probably thinking that he doesn't want to waste mana here. Really, it doesn't matter much though with the Blast Zone down. There's definitely a weakness of this deck, a lot of 1-drops. There we go, there's the Blast Zone. Let's draw a card here, see if we can dig out. Yeah, Skycat Sovereign's not terrible for the situation we're in. It's going to let us reload pretty quickly. Tree's most likely going to be able to take care of it right away, but it'll at least get some bodies. We're not dead quite yet. One thing I really wish Arena had, but of course it doesn't. We don't have access to anything EDH really. Brawl is just not the same. I really miss playing physical EDH. That's one downside of the pandemic, is we have not had a chance to really engage in that. I know the local shop that I work for the most part, we've been doing a little bit of business, but all of our play space is shut down. It's half the reason I decided to go online here. Just so you know, I'm located in Portland, Oregon here. Pre-pandemic times, worked for a shop called Epic Gaming. Great little card shop slash board game slash, well, we did a little bit of everything. We held large Smash Brothers tournaments. You might recognize me if you have watched any of the Epic Gaming Final Fantasy TCG streams. Either Kevin or myself were running those. Do a little bit of everything. Retro games. Definitely love getting in some Punch-Out runs. One of our regulars was coming on a daily basis, and we were starting to get him streaming. He was actually probably within about the top 20 in the world. Just because of his practicing, he went from barely playing the game to really, really breaking records for himself on a almost daily basis. It's fun to watch. Hopefully we'll get back to some Punch-Out streaming soon. I myself plan on streaming some Magic Arena, streaming some various other computer games. I also have the old EverMedia set up here, so I can hopefully start streaming some PlayStation games and maybe some Switch stuff. Oh, and I just talked through and missed that. That's a-okay. We're just gonna call this one good. I'm a little bit distracted. And then there's no coming back from the Titan. Way too much live game. Okay, so what are we gonna bring in here? We actually really like the Staggering Insights to keep back. Gain some tempo back. Dovin's Veto seems just fine. Mysticals are okay. especially if he plays Teferi, but I didn't see Teferi, so we're going to go ahead and take those out. It is nice to be able to hit. No, we're going to keep those in. It's not going to do enough. Brazen Borrower is great for the tempo play to hit the Wilderness Reclamation. I don't know if it's good enough here. Watchers. Oh, what do we take out for this? What do we take out? Let's go Terramanders. I know that's cutting down on that, which is annoying. And Brazen Borrowers. Borrowers aren't going to do enough. It is nice to have the tempo play to hit the Wilderness Reclamation, but we're not going to be doing that today. Alright, we want to be on the play. This is much better looking. We're lacking a 1-drop, but that's okay. The one nice thing, or annoying thing about Skycat is it's the double as opposed to 1-1, so you can't really get the Watcher value, but we're going to go that way. Watcher is a little bit slow in my opinion, but it's kind of a necessary evil if you're wanting to play the Flyers deck. Probably actually should have ended up cutting one of those, or possibly two, and keeping it a Borrower. Just because Borrower's power level's so good. Okay, he is setting up to be able to Growth Spiral at end of turn, so we're just going to hold Counterspell for him. Get him on the tempo play. Oh, he didn't Growth Spiral? Yeah, he doesn't have the right mana combination anyway. Look at me, just talking. This Blast Zone is really bad for me. Might have to think of some alternatives to get around the Blast Zone in this deck. Sorcerer's Spyglass would work really nicely. That would have applications in a couple of the other matchups. The Sacrifice matchup especially. It's good to be able to turn off a couple of their sack outlets. That is definitely the downside of not having the 1-drop on the play there. Ah, that's interesting instead of doing the Blast Zone. Okay. Choices. Doesn't really matter because the Blast Zone's going to happen there. We're just going to keep beating. Interesting that he's trying to 1-for-1 me and keep up Blast Zone. Honestly, surprised he didn't use that earlier. We have infinite counterspells in this deck, so counterspells aren't gonna hold us down here for a while. Lofty Denial was such a huge pickup from M21. It's probably my favorite card in the blue-red tempo deck. I'm gonna be playing in a little while. Being able to have that, Lookout's Dispersal, it's honestly probably the best mana leak since Mana Leak. opponent, unfortunately, has a full hand, so they have infinite choices here. Do I care about that? Yeah, it gains them life. I care about that. This is probably the most creature-heavy variant I've ever seen of Wilderness Reclamation. I'm not really sure what's going on here. And yet again, we are getting a little bit of a land flood here, but that's okay. We get one more creature out, fade the blast zone, then we can possibly kill him with a rally. Pretty unlikely, though. Most likely just dead this game. Alright, we got Bone Crusher coming in. It's not really going to do much here to be too scary. Yeah, we're just going to be 1 damage off this game, unfortunately. All he has to do is pop the blast zone, and then we're good to go. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, I think how the Jumpstart lands, Jumpstart in general, there have been a lot of fun commander cards. There have been some cards that have really impacted Historic. Really will impact Pauper would be my guess for those Jumpstart lands. They're super, super solid. Basically better than just about any of the tap lands that have come out before them. Gives you a choice to really play 4 or 5 color pretty easily. But they will be a staple in Commander. Too bad we don't get foil variants. I know that's something I really like myself. I'm a big fan of foiling out. I have problems like that. At some point on stream, I'll go ahead and show a couple of my Commander decks, but I need to set up a different camera for that first. Okay, now this is a hand. We like this hand a lot. A couple Fairy Miscreants, Mystical Dispute in case they're playing that early Teferi. Yeah, Jumpstart's a little bit weird right now. With the problems with distributors, there just isn't the product out there for people playing physical Magic. For the people that have been playing it on Arena, it's definitely caused some changes. I know Tiny Bones is doing a lot with the mono black and black-red decks. Looking at a couple other pieces that have shown up here and there, but not for the most part. More reprints that have come in and help. It's a weird set to me. Seems like a great intro product to get people into limited, but the problem is people can't physically play with it right now, and you can only do so much with the Arena Jumpstart stuff. That, and they do have it very, very casual. I myself, I'm a little bit on the spikier side, I would say. Alright, this is exactly what we want to be doing with this deck. We want to be going wide like this early. Hopefully we'll draw into a Rally of Wings, because that's kind of our combo kill. Ah, okay. That's what we're playing against. I am A-okay with that. Question is, are we going to want to hold up counterspell, slow roll a little bit? And we'll go ahead and play the Watcher. We have a Dispute still. That'll hold down the fort for a little while. Next turn we can play a Terramander, pump up, come across for 6. Now, if we draw a Rally of Wings, he's just dead next turn. We'll go ahead and dispute that. That is the thing with this deck. When it gets off to fast starts, it gets off to really fast starts. It can just bury people. Nope, And it looks like our opponent hates playing against this deck. So we will go ahead and take the win. Has everyone out there been seeing the leaks that we have going on for Double Masters? There has been some super spicy stuff. Oh, what is with this hand? Well, looks like we're going 5. That's fine. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah, there's been some super spicy stuff in those Double Masters leaks. Stoneforge coming out. Always good to see a Stoneforge reprint. That had gotten way too expensive. We playing against probably the same thing, similar thing. Stoneforge gotten way too expensive. Seeing both the Moxes in the set, it's kind of cool. Yeah, just a lot of powerful cards overall. A lot of good EDH reprints, and it's good to see some of the commander cards that were previously only foil are going to get non-foil variants now. Runaclad, while I don't see it seeing tournament play anywhere, it's fun to finally get its own card, or its own non-foil. It's a personal favorite of mine. Interesting. Well, there's our rally. I think we're just going to hit for a couple turns, then rally, and there's nothing to do about it. Hold up these denials. Yep, that would be a questing beast. Goodbye, questing beast. The Harbinger can hit me as many times as he wants. He won't be alive to be able to cast the spells. Unfortunately, we only have 10 damage on the board right now with the Rally of Wings, but that's okay. We can wait 1 turn. Counter whatever he plays that causes a threat. With a questing beast, I don't even care about that. Just send the team. Terror of the Peaks. Now that is definitely an issue because it can block. Thankfully, counter spells for days. And he's just gonna scoop it. He must know. Alright, against this deck, what are we going to bring in? We can bring in Devout Decree. I don't think we really need to, though. Glass Casket, Unbreakable, Dovins. I don't know if Devout Decree is going to do enough. Brazen's not great because he just has Hasters. So let's go ahead and take out the Brazens. Disputes are useless. Disputes are definitely more of a meta call. So let's go ahead and bring in... Let's go ahead and bring in a couple Devouts and a couple Insights. We'll cut 1 Watcher, bring in another Devout. 1 more card. I can math. Yay! Alright, let's see how this goes. He's going to be on the play, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with his curve. Him going 3-drop into 4-drop and me not having counters is pretty bad for me. I feel pretty solid on the play. If I can curve out, then I've got this game. Tempo decks are interesting because unlike control, aggro, mid-range, combo, they really have a different style of play. You have to be aggressive in the early game. You have to eke out little advantages where you can. For the most part, it's going to be a lot of 1-for-1s, but they're things that you have to be playing a couple turns ahead. As we know from a couple Pro Tours ago, well, no longer Pro Tours, Mythic Championships ago, with Autumn Burchett piloting the Mono Blue Tempo deck from that standard. It's just an absolute masterclass in how to play a Tempo deck. If you get a chance, go back, watch the finals for that. Autumn Burchett wins it, of course, and it is just great to watch. Curious Obsession is such a good card, but the restraint that they show by not playing it. Oh, and it looks like our opponent has just given up. Apparently, blue-white flyers, a lot of people scoop to it. Good to know. Alright, we'll throw in for one more of this, and then I'm going to switch over to Historic. We're going to go over to Blue-Red Tempo. A lot of similar cards. Most people are playing Mono Blue Tempo in Historic, but I found the Red Splash is really nice for helping to deal with both Goblins and the Sacrifice decks. Get a little bit more removal, and every once in a while... Oh, this hand's fine. Every once in a while you'll get an Ember Cleave that just kind of ends the game. Sure, there's only one in the deck, but I don't mind that little extra percentage. Sideboard, it also really helps as you get to bring in Lava Coils, and they shore up... Ooh, that's annoying. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Lava Coils shore up Shifting Ceratops, which is probably the biggest problem for the deck. This one might be a little bit tough because we have a lot of land. And our opponent obviously likes blue-black. Just going to take the rally here. Okay, so this is a little bit scary because he probably has a sweeper. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack here. Hold up Spectral Sailor. And play that on the end step. Don't want to overextend here. I could just eliminate, that works too. Sometimes in the games you just have to jam into a board state, and if you die, you die. Sweepers happen, you know? Unfortunately, it's looking like this game we are a little bit slow, to say the least. He's willing to share the sky for one? Sure. Question is... Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. He's used his first. He probably has another one in hand, even though he only has 2 cards, but we'll find out. Oh, Nicol Bolas. That's big and scary. Didn't see that one coming. Interplanar Beacon. Nice. That is a little bit awkward, though, because his Bolas is definitely dying right now. So he's a little bit desperate to be able to go ahead and try and kill it that way. Alright, do you have another sweeper for me? Terramanders, they're just kind of in here as another 1/1 flyer. They don't proc very often to be able to adapt. He's going to get the Bolas back. That's fine. We're just going to keep going wide with this board. Hope he didn't draw into a sweeper at some point. And if I can draw a rally and he doesn't have sweeper, he is dead next turn. That's another Bolas. Okay. Problem is he has to use it and lose it right away. No rally, sadly. Do I care about killing the Bolus? No, I do not. He's going to lose it at upkeep anyway if he wants to get back the other. Yeah, he's losing it at upkeep anyway. Doesn't really matter. We're going to play that tapped. Play that there. And draw another card off the Spectral Sailor this turn. Go face. Oh, I was hoping you'd keep the original Bolus. Sad days. We do not care about this land. Alright, Fairy's not going to save him. It's a nuisance, alright, but... Alright, we were really hoping for a rally here. Brazen Bar's interesting, to say the least. Let's go ahead and send the team in. I doubt he's going to waste the Teferi. I think we want to play the Terramander out here because he can get two dudes going. And we are going to force him to replay the Bolus if he really wants to get rid of something. So that'll take up pretty much his whole turn if he does that. He's still looking for a sweeper though. Oh, he doesn't have the sweeper. Interesting. He's going that route with it. Surprised he's not just going to kill something because now he is most likely just dead. Can phase out one thing, but that's going to be it. And he's drawing a card. Probably has an eliminate in hand, but that's not going to do enough. So, yep, that will take it. That was pretty slow, but we'll take what we can take. We have to worry about Planeswalkers now, so we are going to go ahead and bring in some Dovin's Vetoes. Unbreakable Formation is okay, but doesn't do enough. Devout Decree is going to be just fine in this matchup. We don't really need the Staggering Insight because we don't want to get 2 for 1. Take out Watchers. Brazen's fine. Dispute's fine. Take out Eagle. Take out Skycat because they're just too slow. Terramanders and... we'll take out 1 Brazen. See how this goes. So now, unfortunately, as the tempo deck, this game we have to play a little bit more reactive. We have plenty of counter magic up, so we do kind of shift a little bit. That would be the greediest of keeps. I really like it, but no, that's way too greedy. And, of course, we are rewarded. This is hard choices. Well, the miscreants draw some cards. I feel like we need to keep the initial veto just to be safe. And we're probably just going to draw nothing but land here. Ideally, this deck just wants to stick at 3 land and go. Probably not used to seeing Fairy Miscreants here. He's trying to think, oh, he's going to eliminate it. Interesting. Well, that messes that plan up ever so slightly. Want the replacement card, but we're not getting that today. Just Teferi. Yep, this game's pretty much over. The Mold of Hive is really hard. Wrong color for that one. Yep, let's just go ahead and pull it up. And now that we're back on the play, we could have leaned it up a little bit and add a couple of those creatures back, but we're just gonna have faith. And hopefully draw a little bit better. There we go. That is a good keep. Pretty much everything we're looking for. Alright, another Devout Decree was not what we wanted to see right there, but that's okay. Yeah, Temple's better than nothing. Yeah, that's the downside with this deck. When it doesn't curve out properly, it really can look anemic. Oath of Kaya. Yep. Nice thing is, though, we now get to play at flash speed. Spectral Sailor is just an absolute gem of a card. Okay, we gotta decide here what we want to do. If we want to play the Brazen Borrower, get a hit for 4 on Teferi, bring it down to the 1, or do we just go wide and play the Spectrals? Taking 2 from the Kaya either way, which is a little bit annoying. I can just bounce the Teferi and play Spectral, though. I think that's what we're gonna do. Just get the Temple play in. Interesting, another Brazen Borrower. So if he just plays Teferi again, we can do the exact same thing, just kind of time walk him. He's gaining life, which is real annoying. Or, okay. We're just gonna kill that off with Devout Decree. Triple Interplanar Beacon is really annoying to deal with. That's gonna keep him in this game more than long enough. I am going to go ahead and get rid of the Fairy Miscreant, as much as I hate to do it. I want to keep the cards on my hand. The Devouts are too good. Okay, Dispute's pretty darn good right there. Plays Teferi, I can get rid of it next turn. Scry top, Lofty Denial's just fine. As I said, this deck wants to be at 3, ideally 4 mana, and they can just go off. Oh, wow, that's a 4th one. That is actually just insane. Okay, how are we gonna deal with that? That's the thing. On the plus side, though, he's just playing down Planeswalkers that are going to be dying. We can kill Planeswalkers all day long. Took the Borrower. Interesting. Well, it's going to be taking 3, but gaining 2 here. Kaya's is such a good card. Another Time Raveler. Nice thing is, we have a Lofty Denial for that one. Does he have a counterspell for me? I don't know if he has counterspell for me. Nope. Okay. Definitely an issue for flash decks dealing with those mini Teferis. Not being able to play at flash speed really hurts us. Okay, there's another big Teferi. I know I could have disputed that, but we're just going to play Spectral Sailor. Force him to phase out or have it die anyway. Okay, found a land. Need one of those eventually. So if Kaya is killing me slowly. Whatever. Okay, he discarded a land. He is definitely searching for a sweeper, is what that tells me. Extinction event. Okay, that is an actual issue. We are both odd. He found the sweeper he wanted. Hopefully he clicks wrong. Nope. Okay. That Kaya's fine. Not really sure if I should care about it too much. It does kill a bunch of my little one costs, so it's pretty decent against me. Life gain has been real annoying this game. We are just gonna get rid of it with Decree. See what we can find on top. Healer's Hawk is not good enough right now. Need a Skycat. Go figure, another Healer's Hawk. Heck, he has so much life right now, we might just be playing the deck him out game. Okay, that is actually an issue, so we're gonna go ahead and resolve these. We have to throw that at it, and nothing else works regardless. We can't dispute it, sadly. That is going to be it. Alright, I'm going to go over to a quick little ad screen here. Once again, ads for Epic Gaming, we're a card shop down in Portland, Oregon. And then for my own stuff, MTG 2020. I'll be right back with some Historic. Alright, we are back. Just had to switch over the deck list really quick. Still getting used to using OBS here. We have some Historic gameplay. As I said, I'm playing a blue-red tempo deck. Oh, that is way too many land. That, on the other hand, looks just fine. I've been playing against a lot of black lately. Good amount of goblins. Goblins are definitely the hotness right now. We're going to get rid of the Lookout's Dispersal. That gives us the most options. Turn 1, I think we're just going to go Siren Storm Tamer. We could keep up the Opt and the Shock just in case we're playing against goblins here, but since we don't know. Definitely not goblins. Okay. That allows us to start getting frisky here. Now, this deck is definitely different than the other deck. A lot of similarities, a lot of the same cards, but this deck is really reliant on just outvaluing your opponent when you start getting the really good stuff like Curious Obsession. The Flash Octopus isn't bad either. He is shocking my Storm Tamer. Okay, sure. Spectral Sailor, perfect. Rather have that than Storm Tamer anyway. We are playing a couple Lightning Strikes against the Goblins decks. It really helps hedge with that. Definitely not exactly sure what my opponent's on here. Oh, a Danto Vanguard. Haven't seen that card for a little while. It does start hitting us in the face, though, but nice thing is, we can make him pay 4 life each time. So if he wants to keep the Adanto Vanguard around, it actually really changes the math for us. It's going to be hitting for 3, but that's fine. Interesting, so I'm wondering if he's a feather deck. That'd be my guess. So I haven't seen 10th District for a long time. Adanto was always a good part of the feather deck. A lot of the pieces are there. Haven't seen any feather decks in Historic yet, though. Storm Tamer is just fine. Next turn, Scrapey's, I can block with the Siren Storm Tamer, force him to do that, and then, oh, that causes an issue. Well, I guess we're just attacking and lightning striking. We can dive down. That's fine. So we don't want him going on his shenanigans. Let's see if he decides to block. Yep. We're gonna feather, lightning strike the feather. And we want to keep him alive. So we need to keep up pressure in the air. Hopefully he doesn't draw another feather. That would be pretty bad for me. Yeah, I haven't seen feather from since a couple standards ago. Always like the strict red white version, the green version. Too much going on. Interesting, flame sweep. Okay, in the main. Let's go ahead and go to game 2. Didn't get a chance to get any of our tempo builders there. So in this case, we're going to bring in some Ether Gusts, pretty good. Essence Capture's pretty darn good. Lava Coils, just fine. Not going to worry about these other things. For the most part, I'm going to take out... He's playing Shock, but I don't think it's good enough to worry about the dive downs. I don't want him to double me up there, though. Ember Cleave is okay, but... We brought in strictly better counter spells with the Essence Capture over the Lookout, so those can go. Brazen Borrower seems really good in this one, so I'm going to keep those. We'll get rid of the Ember Cleave, it's too slow. Get rid of one of the Bone Crushers. Shocks, not really hitting much of anything in this one, so let's actually take the Shocks out and throw something back in. And the Ember Cleave, it's just sometimes comes out of nowhere and just kills people. Okay, this is absolutely perfect hand. We go Spectral Sailor into Curious Obsession. Ideally, if we got the dive down. Nope, no dive down. Well, he might have a shock for us, but that's okay. If he doesn't, he falls way behind. Okay, Dreadhorde Arcanist, I like that. We can get a Brazen Borrower that right away. Draw another card off the Spectral Sailor. Brineborn is just fine. Let's see what's on top. Locked in now. We'll go ahead and keep that. Don't mind drawing that one bit. Brineborn Cutthroat gets really big real fast in this deck. Okay, he's going to go for a shock. We'll go ahead and deny that. Unfortunately, he is going to get to flash it back with the Arcanist. I totally forgot about that. That's my bad. Not playing against that card in quite a while. And this, friends, is what we call play mistakes. That's okay. These things happen. We're going to hold on to the lava coil and wait for a feather to come out. That's a real temptation. He wants to play feather this turn, though. Let's go ahead and do it. Hopefully we just get to block this. Nope, we don't. That's fine. He's already missed the trigger, so he doesn't get to cast it again. We get a block and kill this one regardless. It is a little bit annoying that I don't get to use the body on the Brazen Borrower now, but... Oh, interesting, a new addition to Feather. That's annoying. Well. All the gates are down. I know we said we want to keep that for the Feather, but Dread Hordes are annoying, to say the least. Okay, we're just going to play the removal game this game. Vanguard.
They always end up running and I don't mind. Say I'm too intense on all the time. I can see it growing fear in their eyes, but you look like a fighter. You say you like I'm crazy, then I'm just your type. Promise you'll keep up with.
Now I know so far we're not having the best of showing from this deck, but believe me, it is a lot better against the main meta decks that are out there. Goblins, I would say, have a 60+% win rate against most of the variations of Reclamation. It's pretty favored. There are a couple of weird ones out there. Let's force him to pay some life if he wants to keep that. Yep. Interesting, that means he's digging. 10th card. Yeah, that's fine, we'll keep another Lob Strike. We're gonna go ahead and just get rid of that now. Hope he doesn't have... no, he does. Is he gonna Reckless Rage? No, he's gonna fight his wand. Interesting. That's annoying. Yeah, Fight as One's a really good addition to this deck. So there's a good combination of humans and non-humans. And there's Feather. How do we stay alive here? I don't think we do. Alright, we're gonna have time for one more to run it here. Hopefully we'll play against one of those normal-ish decks that are running around Historic. Or we're gonna wait for the server. That works too. There we go. Once again, thanks for joining me here today on the inaugural test stream here. We're gonna be hopefully streaming every Sunday, Monday, and some other day in the week here. Have split time between this and my other streaming gig over doing the Final Fantasy TCG. Really looking forward to it. I finally watched that Xbox announcement showing the new Halo Infinite. Looks really good. I think I might do a long play and play through all the Halos here sometime in the future. Figure I'm stuck at home, so might as well. And I talked right through that. Wow, I'm just doing great today. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play that. Meant to play that Siren Storm Taper turn 1, but you know, is what it is. Something I have to adjust to doing stream. When I'm usually running stream, I'm usually behind the scenes and not actually the one playing, so have to get used to talking and playing and not punting. Suddenly understand why the MTG Goldfish guys have such a hard time some of the time. Oh yeah, that's fine. He's gonna attack in. What is this deck? Gonna go ahead and dive down that. Keep it alive. Get the block. Force him to go face. Wow, we are not seeing our Curious Obsessions or the other goods. Nope, that is the way of it sometimes. Hope you guys are enjoying me watch and beat down with 1/1s. It's a very slow process. We'll go ahead and disperse that. I know it's just going to come back later. Thankfully, we do have a couple sideboard options. Currently have a split. Huh. Interesting. The gods are not with me today. No. Not worth it. Gotta hold up for something actually that's a threat. We'll just go ahead and strike that though. Village rights? Okay, yeah, I'll deny that. Oh, yeah, duh. We cost. My brain is not with me today. Oh, yeah. Village Rights is a really, really good addition to these decks, too. That's gonna lightning strike. Okay, 1 mana. Play that random Embercleave. And Embercleave is Siren Storm Tamer. Sure. I've heard of crazier things. Nope. Just gonna be able to escape that. That is a thing. Hello, Spectral Sailor. You're late to the party, but better late than ever. Taking damage, throwing some green in there. Another Woe Strider. Whoa. Problem is, we're not finding the card advantage portion of this deck. Still a little bit too early for the Embercleave. Let me tell you, Embercleave and Curious Obsession together are a hell of a drug. Especially when you start piling multiple Curious Obsessions on there. Mwah. I had a flyer with 3 on it the other day. That was good times. I'm drawing 6 cards at a time. Go ahead and draw that opt. Bone Crusher, that is really good right now. Go ahead and Bone Crusher there. I think we're just going to play that out too. And we'll just go to the opponent's turn. Pardon me while I blow my nose real quick. Sacrifice decks are in a similar situation to me in the fact that they play a lot of small stuff, and almost none of it deals with flyers. And being the position the deck is in, I highly doubt they're playing their own Cry the Carnarium, so I don't really have to worry about that. Interesting. He wants to kill one of my 1/1s. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. I don't really care. Lofty Denial is pretty decent there. Let's go ahead and attack and see what happens. Yeah, I'll do it. Not quite enough to kill. Very close, though. Very, very close. Unfortunately, he is going to be gaining some life off of the Cauldron Familiar that's probably going to return. Do you have Lofty Denial, though? That's really nice right now. Ooh, except against Claim the Firstborn. Wow. Okay, yeah, I totally forgot about that card. Oh, that's dealing him too, though. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember to watch out for Claim the Firstborn because it pretty much takes my entire deck. That is real annoying. We are gonna go ahead and throw in Grafdigger's Cage and a Soul Guide Lantern. Those are both really good in this matchup. We didn't have quite enough stuff, didn't see enough red to really justify bringing in the Ether Gust yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. A lot of these matchups, Brazen Borrower doesn't look great, so it just kind of comes out, which is fine. Sea Dasher is going to be okay, it's going to be dependent on what he brings in. We're going to keep in all of our interaction here. Lookouts Dispersals can go. We need one more card. Generally, we tend to cut and opt. The Dive Down is really good against the Claim the Firstborn and the others. I almost want to play a second Dive Down. It's definitely a holdover from the old Mono Blue tempo. Yeah, this hand could be better. Yeah, let's go ahead and mulligan that. Yeah, that's better. This one Embercleave really likes us today. It just wants to make its presence shown. I was playing 2 for a little while, but you get flooded sometimes. Not worth it. Gotta look for another land. Curious Obsession. Perfect. It is such a good card. Next turn we're going to be able to hold up the Brineborn, hopefully find one more land. That could get big fast. As much as I don't want to, I think I might just throw the Brineborn right in front of its face. Or take care of that. See, now this is where the bounce would have been nice. But we don't have it in anymore. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Denial doesn't do a ton because we don't have Flyer out on the board at the moment. We needed one more land. This Dreadhorde Butcher is going to cause us issues. We have about a turn to find a Lava Coil. Priest is fine. Not much I can do about it anyway. Cauldron Familiar is fine. There's our Lava Coil. Right on time. Unfortunately, he still is going to have the active Priest, which is vaguely annoying. Don't really want to attack into the Cauldron Familiar. The Brine board can definitely grow more. Claim, get hit for 4. He's out of cards, though, for the most part. I wonder if he's going to sack with Priest. Good chance he will just draw a card. Yep, he's going to draw it and get rid of my Brandborn. That's vaguely annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, we're looking for a land from the land gods. Whoa. That's an interesting little glitch going on there. Land, it hurts. Ouch, that land. Play that. We're gonna play that. Yep. So that's what happens when you don't attack with it. Doesn't really matter because we're kind of too far behind this game anyway. But Curious Obsession, you have to attack every single turn, otherwise at the end step, it goes away. We are just going to call this one at this point. Alright, now we're back on the play. Feel much better being on the play with this deck. So we saw enough things that I think we can justify at least one or two Aether Gust. Even the Borrower might be just strictly better in this situation. Yeah, let's go ahead and go Borrower over the Gusts. While the Gusts are good, it is nice having an extra body. So that extra 3 damage in the air really adds up right away. We're gonna keep this because we can dig out of it, and we have the Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdiggers is real big in this style of matchup. And the double opt really helps. This is a weird hand though. Double opt, double denial. That's kitty. I do want that, but I want land more. Wow, okay. We're going the no land special today. That's a land, but it's a really slow land. It's better than nothing, I guess. And there we go, that's perfect. Phyrexian Tower is more than a little bit annoying. Hopefully he'll struggle on land here too. Okay, yes he did. So we are just going to go ahead and shock the priest before he can get Rivet with the tower. Tower's really annoying because you can just sack whatever to counter my Brazen Borrowers and my Giants. That is definitely a no-no. Sailor is just a fine draw right here. Play that cage. Mayhem Devil. That is another card that is a big no-no. And I don't have Flyer. Hey, we're playing good today. I will say one thing about Lockdown. It does funny things to your brain and makes you not nearly as sharp as you used to be. So Mayhem Devil is really good against my deck because I just have a lot of things that die to 1 power and toughness shots. And there's Soul Guide Lantern, our other piece of... That doesn't really matter because that's just going to do that. He's going to keep coming in. Well, as much as I hate to end it this way, I think we are just going to end up calling it because we're not coming back on that one. Got some weird draws today. Quite a few misplays on my part. Is what it is. There will always be another time. Well, I think that is going to do it for us for today. Thanks for joining for my inaugural stream here. We're going to keep it nice and light and short. This was just meant to be kind of a test stream anyway. I'll hopefully be back streaming some more tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a little drafting. Who knows? We'll figure it out when that happens. Probably around 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time again. I will see you guys later. Thank you.